Hey, what is going on? My name is Eyal. I run You Found AI with a couple other people, and we are going to share with you right now how to build an AI therapy voice assistant. So this is going to help you answer calls while the team is off or busy, and make sure that every single caller gets answered, and will also show that this can help with booking, connect to a calendar, etc. So right now I'm going to play a demo so you can hear it for yourself.
Hello, thank you for calling Therapy Clinic. How can I help you today?
Hi, I'm looking to book with a therapist, please.
Thank you for reaching out. Would you like me to book a call with one of our support staff to help match you with the right therapist?
Sure, that'll work.
Great. Can I have your name, please?
It's Eyal. It's spelled E-Y-A-L.
Thank you, AL. What's the best phone number to reach you?
647-823-4562.
Thank you. And could you please provide your email address so we can send you any session details?
Yeah, but before I do that, can I get the details for the payment? Like, how much does it cost?
Of course, AL. The cost of therapy sessions can vary depending on the therapist and the type of therapy you're seeking. Typically, our support staff will go over the specific pricing details with you during the callback to ensure you have all the information you need. Would you like me to proceed with gathering your details for the callback?
Sure. How long do you think it'll take for them to call me back?
Our support staff operates Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST. Since it's currently outside of operating hours, they will reach out to you as soon as possible during the next business day. Would you like to continue with providing your email address?
Sure. And essentially, she will go through and collect my information, get me booked on the calendar with the intake team, and yeah, I'd be good to go. So we can do it that way. There's also another way to do it, depending on, different clinics have different ways of doing intake. Some clinics match on the spot on that first call, and some clinics do it like this phone call I just went through, which is they'll book with the intake team, and the intake team will do the matching. So there's a bunch of different ways that can be done. The best part about it is I'm going to show you how to customize it. I'll give you the prompts and everything for you to do it yourself. That outlines all that good stuff. So we can hop right into it. Alright, so we are hopped in right here. This is Retail AI. You can see that. You have to go to retailai.com, and you can get on here and basically open up your first project, and you'll be able to get into this screen, which essentially will show you this page here. Again, we've named the agent as Therapy Agent for the YouTube channel, and you should have an empty box here. I'll quickly go through what these options up here mean on the side, just so you can get a little bit of a better idea of how retail actually works, and over time you'll start to become a professional yourself. So the first box here is to essentially choose what model you want to use on retail. So we currently use the GPT-4o, which is best right now. We're going to see how ChatGPT 5 performs, but as of now, GPT-4o has been working best. To the right, there is a voice selector, and it's great because you can choose from, it's probably now over 40 voices. We usually use Simo or Chimo, not sure how you pronounce the name, but she has a calm tone, like you heard just before, and then obviously the language. Retail AI has tons of different languages you can choose from. We're selling mostly in North America, so we're going to keep it here in North America. Now, on the side, what we have here is I'll make separate videos, so keep your eyes out for different videos on how functions work, which can basically enable your agent with capabilities like calendar bookings, call termination, that sort of thing. So when you saw, if I were to book it in on the demo, and it actually goes to a calendar, you can use cal.com to book an appointment, and I'll go through that on a separate video. A knowledge base is where you can attach documents to provide the agent with more knowledge, including things about your business, or if you're building this for someone else, their business, that sort of thing. If there's a ton of therapists within the company, you'll have the option to add a knowledge base with all their names, their numbers, emails, all that good stuff. Speech settings, you can leave it mostly on where it is. We have these settings that seems to be working for best. Responsiveness is tells you what responsiveness is and interruption sensitivity. Enable back channeling, so that's when the agent can say yeah or while talking to, which is pretty cool. Then you have real-time transcription, call settings, post-call analysis is also something I'll make a video on. Super important. Essentially, it extracts the variables that you request based on the prompt that you give it. So it'll read the transcript, and ChatGPT will essentially provide you an answer for the description you put here. So did the customer book a consultation successfully? Essentially, it'll read the transcript and give you a yes or no. This is good for a post-call analysis, like it says here, where you can see everything that happened after the call. And all this stuff is a little bit more to be able to connect it to your softwares. If you have softwares like, Zoho, or using make.com to automate certain things, these webhook settings are places where you can do that, and that'll also be on another video. So if we want to get started on actually building the agent, again, I'm going to provide this whole prompt for you in a JSON, so you can just essentially import it when you want to do that. What we'll have here is we'll go through it part by part, and we'll start up here at the top. So what the role is. Again, you must speak in English. That's something that we put at the beginning just to make sure that the AI never takes any other route. Although it says it's just English, we do it just in case. Next, you're a world-class AI receptionist for therapy clinic. Obviously, all this is customizable, so you change the name to whatever it is. For demo purposes, we'll keep it at therapy clinic. And then you explain what the therapy clinic is, what it does, what the role of the AI assistant is. So your role is to assist new clients, answer general questions, schedule a callback from our support staff. Again, if you want to match somebody on the call, you would give it a different instruction. Next is, you heard on that demo, she said we're out of office hours currently, because she sees right now in Toronto it's 7:50 p.m. She sees it's outside of business hours, so she can basically pull that information and understand where she is right now, which is pretty cool. Then you want to give it a task section, and this is in something called markdown format. You'll see a lot of hashtags, a lot of asterisks, and quotation marks. And this is the best way to do it. The AI understands it incredibly well versus just normal text. So you want to go, the first thing is to greet the caller. Hello, thank you for calling. And you should also have that not just here, but this is the place where it's more important. So you can have the person speak first, the caller speak first. We usually have the AI for a receptionist and a custom message. So you want to have a custom message there, not dynamic. You want to make sure it's custom, so it can just be every time, it doesn't go off script. Next, you want to understand the inquiry of the person. So if the caller hasn't already mentioned, because sometimes the first thing will come and somebody will say, hi, I'm looking to book an appointment. So you want to let the AI know that they should go with what the person says, even if they haven't already asked what the person is looking to do. We're here to help, being empathetic, more human. Ask if they'd like to book an appointment. If they did, then you would basically would like to book an appointment with one of our therapists. And you collect the information from the person. So you ask for their name, their phone number, their email address, the type of therapy they're interested in, their age, and a brief description if the person wants to share more. This is very basic and general stuff that most therapy companies will want to collect from people on that first call. Now, there's also an additional context. What we did here is we just asked it, a couple more questions. So would you be comfortable sharing a few more details? Have you done therapy before? What city or province are you located in, or city or state? Do you have a preference on the therapist? Do you prefer morning, afternoon, or evening? This can give the intake team much of an easier time when they're taking on those calls, if that's how you do it. And if you want to match someone on the spot here, we'll have a separate video for matching automation. If you want to have a match being done on that phone call, this is all super necessary information to make sure they're being matched with the right person. And if they're not comfortable, again, you want to basically lay out, especially if you have sensitive topics or things that actually might come up often, you want to make sure the AI is dealing with it in the way that you want. So you want to say no problem at all. Our team will go through everything during the call. If the person might not be comfortable sharing with an AI, which again, it's new adoption, some people are not comfortable. Next is ask when they would like to schedule their appointment for. And after the caller has scheduled, you can ask, do you have any other questions I can help with today? So this is a super basic receptionist. It would do essentially the same thing that your team would be doing, but you're never going to miss a call again. When this is connected to your phone system, that's it. It's a 0% chance, unless you mess something up in the connection, that there won't be a call that's answered, and that's incredibly powerful. You can look at your phone and see, you're hanging out with the family, and you see a phone call come through. You can put your phone down, and you can know that it's going to be answered, which is pretty incredible. So answering general questions. Now, after we've given it all of the information for the call and asking more questions, that kind of thing, we give it some sort of general outline in terms of the ethics and the rules and principles that it needs to follow. So the first thing is provide only general info about the services. Do not give mental health advice, especially in medical industries like therapy. You want to make sure the AI knows this. If it's unsure about whether this is, because it reasons, but if it's unsure whether this is mental health advice or not, we ask it to let me note down, and I'll get a team member to follow up with you, just so that it's making sure if there's any gray following up, that they make sure they keep it noted down. And when someone asks how the process works, never say the number of the step. So what we notice is, as you start building out your agents and you customize it a little bit more for yourself, you'll start realizing that things come up that you want to make sure don't happen again. So for example, what happened here is I had asked, so how does the process work as a test? And the AI started telling me, 1, we go through and take your details. 2, I'll connect you with a therapist. 3, and I was like, that's incredibly robotic. Nobody wants to listen to that. So I put this in here. When somebody asks how the process works, never say the number of the step you're on when explaining how the process works. And it never did it again, which is great. Number 10 is ending the call. So only once they confirm they have no further questions, you can say this line: thank you for calling Therapy Clinic. We look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care. Now, super important afterwards is edge case handling. We know that when calls come in, they're not going to go the way that we expect. Excuse me. Especially if you're someone who's been in the business a long time. We've listened to thousands of calls that have come through, and so many are crazy and off the walls and not something that we expect. So there's more simple things. For example, if there's no availability, this is an edge case because the AI will say, sorry, we don't have time. Offer the next best time or a callback. Again, if there's no calendar access, for some reason it doesn't work, take down their details and promise that they will be called back. If the caller won't share any more information, you can say that's totally fine. We'll go over everything on your callback with the team. If the caller is upset or emotional, if the caller wants to speak to a therapist immediately, there's tons and tons and tons of different things, and you can continuously add this on if you're an expert in the industry and know what your people are asking when they call. Now, what you want to do here, which is very important, is you want to add example dialogues. Again, this box here, the AI has it as its sort of base. This is what it's looking at, and it's not a person which reads from top to bottom. The assistant has this information constantly at all times, and it knows it perfect. It knows it perfectly well. So you want to have example dialogues like these here, which give it an outline of how you're supposed to act throughout the call. And so it's just back and forth between the AI, which is you, and the caller, which is somebody who's calling, obviously. So the caller says, they go back and forth. This is, a super simple example, goes through. This is also something that we, just created. How old are you? That sort of thing goes through. And that's an example call. Great. So this is here, that needs to be switched. So we had this here just as a demo for being matched, but we don't want that to be matched anymore. We changed it. This is just for booking an appointment. So all we want to say is, when would you like to book the appointment? Because this is just going to book in with the intake team. It's not going to do any matching. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Amazing. Now the notes at the end are also little things that you want to put in for the general aspect of the AI. So never announce confirmation until booking is complete. Sometimes it would say, oh, you've been booked in, and then it would be like, oh, we can't find time. So it's very confusing. Stay calm, kind, and professional. When someone asks how the process works, we need to add it double because at one time it still did it. So if asked whether you're human or not, by law, especially in Canada, you have to say I'm an AI assistant at wherever, helping you get you connected to the right support. So that is basically the assistant in general. Again, we can also do a video on conversational flow, which is something that is a little bit more built out, a lot more robust. But this is for getting a receptionist that will answer the call every time. Super simple to build. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If things are not clear, we'd love to help you out. We'll give this to you, take the template. We'll have videos on functions, knowledge bases, post-call analysis, all that good stuff. And yeah, enjoy the resource. Make sure you just comment down below and ask for the resource, and it should be there. And yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful day.